We talk about how Jesus turned water to wine. We talk about marriage at Cana of Galilee. We talk about everything except the water pot. We don't talk about those water pots. Without those water pots, the water will not have been turned into wine. He said, fill them to the brim. You only fill what is empty. For God to fill you, you must admit you are empty. Lord, I am empty. Push education aside. Push technicalities aside. I am empty. Fill me. God does not fill the field. God does not lift the standing. He lifts the falling. Most times, your back will be on the floor so that your eyes can be on the Lord. Your greatest strength is revealed when you have no more strength. Stand, therefore, having done all to stand. If you understand how empty you are, and if you can come before him, Solomon said, I know nothing. In fact, Solomon prepared. He knew God was going to ask him a question. And the Bible says when he said to the Lord, give me understanding, he said, that speech pleased God, not that prayer. It was not a prayer, it was a speech. Speeches are prepared. You write speech ahead of time. So he had written the speech, waiting for when God will ask of him. He said, I'm a child. I've seen wealth, I've seen affluence. My father was royalty. But Lord, I'm a child. Pick me. I'm just a child. I know nothing. I know how not to go, how to come back. But Lord, pick me and help me. Fill me. I'm empty. I know nothing. When they got to Jordan, Jordan was where the mantle fell. But there were 50 sons of the prophets who were viewing afar off. What is Jordan? Jordan is the place of death. What is the number 50? 50 is Pentecost. Because it was 50 days after Easter that Pentecost came. But when it was time to die in the place of Jordan, they stayed far. No, I love God, but I can't let pride go. I love God, I can't let arrogance go. 50 sons of the prophets, they stayed far from Jordan. They stayed far from the place of death. They stayed far from the place where the flesh should die. They stayed far from the place of total surrender. Only one man was at Jordan. Even though he has seen Pentecost, he was at Jordan ready to die. Except the corn of wheat falls to the ground and die. It abideth alone. But when it dieth, it brings forth most fruit. You can see Jordan, but no. I can't sacrifice my car for God. No. I'm Pentecostal, but no. I can't let malice go. That what that man did to me. I'm a man of God, but no, I can't forgive him. You are standing afar off. What my wife did to me. No, I can't. Sons of the prophet observed the move of God. They watched the move of God. They knew the move of God. Rather than joining that move of God, they stayed far because they were members of the school of the sons of the prophet. What they think they knew extricated them from contact with Elijah. They saw what God did. They would have been enlisted as one of the major prophets, but they observed the move of God and stayed far from it. Fill me. It's not about numbers. It's about my presence. Moses was the only one that nobody saw his body parts. Because he had become a god on earth. God will not allow him to see corruption. Because he was celestial, and terrestrials can't bury celestials. Men don't bury gods. Satan was contending for Moses' body. Because Satan wanted to know, how can one entity have celestial and terrestrial? Man has become God. Let's take him to our laboratory and study his body. That's how God can empty men. And he says, when you get there, get the vessel, shut the door. The pot of oil will pay your debt, but shut the door. Get back out of this conference and shut the door. You have one life to live. One. It's either God use you or God use you. One life. Shut the door. Shut the door. Get back and shut the door. Go into the presence of God. God is in the secret place. You can find him there. Great men were formed in the cave of Adullam. If only you understand that when you go into God's presence and build intimacy, God is calling you in. You see, some things will happen and you get to the end of yourself because God needs you inside. Shut the door. Return back to your location and shut the door. Spend time. Spend time. Get into his presence and spend time. Spend time. It pays to serve Jesus. I speak from my heart. He will always be with us if we do our part. There's nothing in this wide world can pleasures afford. There's peace and contentment in serving the Lord.
Ministers Conference, March 2026 edition. Experience fresh fire for the assignment.